after doing word driving and targeting a certain network, in many cases our target would not be open, so the network would be using a certain type of encryption, whether it's WEP, WPA, or WPA2. Now there are a number of methods to crack each type of encryption. Before you can do that, there's a number of concepts that you have to learn about networks and how they work and how each one of these encryptions work and communicate with the devices that are connected to it. I actually have a full course explaining how to crack network keys, starting from scratch, talking about these concepts, about monitor mode, MAC address, all these things, how they communicate with each other. And then I explain practical attacks against each one of these encryptions. So against WEP, WPA, or WPA2. The cracking method is exactly the same, whether you do it from a Linux device or whether you do it from your NetHunter, because you'd be using the exact same tools, which are AirCrackNG and Reaver. So when you're going to be cracking it, you will be running exactly the same commands, whether you're doing it from a laptop or if you're doing it from your Android device. Therefore, I kind of thought if I explain it from how to do it from Android device, it would be going kind of off topic because it's not really something special about Android devices. It's not a special attack that is made for Android devices. And also I'd be repeating myself. So if you're interested in to learn how to do that, then have a look on my course on this link, and I'll also put it in the resources. If you like it, I'll give it to you for only $10 because you already bought one of my courses, so I'm not going to charge you for the next one. Or no, I'm not going to charge you a lot for the next one. So it's a full course. It has about, I think, 25 videos starting from scratch to all the powerful methods that you can use to crack these encryptions. In order to do this from your Android device, unfortunately, the Wi-Fi card inside Android devices is not very powerful. So you need a Wi-Fi card that supports injection and supports monitor mode. So an example is the Alpha AWS36. It's very cheap and powerful, and you can use it to do that. In order to connect it to your tablet or to your phone, you're going to need an OTG-Y cable. So I'll show you actually what an OTG-Y cable looks like. So that's what it looks like. It has basically connect your USB through here. So you don't have to connect a wireless card. You can connect anything that connects using USB through this port. Then you connect this port to your phone, and you connect this to your cable to charge the phone. So the phone will be charging at the same time. You will need this when you're using the Wi-Fi, when you're using a Wi-Fi card, because it takes a lot of power and the battery inside some of these mobile devices cannot support it. So that's why, to be safe, just get a Y cable and get an Alpha card. And I'll show you how you connect it to your Android device. So because that's the only different step between computers and Android devices. It's just connecting your card. Once it's connected, the attacks are exactly the same. So get your Y cable connected as I showed you now 2 seconds ago in the picture. And I'll actually, before I do that, I'll launch my terminal. And the command that you use to see your wireless card is iwconfig. So I'm going to run that. And as you can see that I have my wireless card right here. It is called LAN 0. And as you can see, it's connected to my network UI2. So I'm going to connect my OTG cable. Make sure you connect your wireless card to the OTG cable and then connect it to the power source first, then connect it to your Android device. So the last step is connecting it to your Android device. Once you do that, I'm going to do iwconfig again. And as you can see that I have my LAN 1 connected right now. So that is my wireless card, my Alpha card that supports injection. So I'll just show you how to do word driving using this card. Now you'll see actually we're going to detect so many more networks, more than what we did with the internal one, simply because this is a more powerful card. So I'm going to do airmon. Now again, all these modes and all these commands are explained in much more detail in my course about cracking keys. So Ermon-ng basically just a tool that allows you to start monitor mode on cards. Again, monitor mode and all these modes are explained in the course, so I'm not going to go into detail now. So Ermon-ng start, I'm going to start the card which is NaN 1. And now the card started on the LAN 1 mon. So, and then I'm gonna do arrow dump. So these commands are exactly the same. You'd run them from your laptop. So basically, if you learn how to do it on computers, you can do it on Android. And if you learn how to do it on Android, you can do it on computers. So arrow dump ng, I'm gonna put my wireless card name with monitor mode. So it's LAN 1 mon. And I'm just gonna reduce the font because this is going to produce a lot of output and you won't be able to see all of it. So I'm just going to make the font smaller. And I'm going to hit enter. And as you can see, it's already getting so much more networks than we were able to get with a Wi-Fi analyzer. It's because we're using a more powerful wireless card. So you can see here you have the MAC address, you have the power, which is the distance of each of these APs, how far it is from you. This is the beacons, which each router sends, the amount of data, so that's the useful packets, the time, the channel, the speed of each of them, the encryption, and then the algorithm that's used in the encryption, the authentication type, and the network name. And it also shows you the devices that are connected to this network if we started on a certain network or if we wait for it for a little bit. Now again, all of this is explained in much more detail into my Wi-Fi key cracking. I didn't want to go into detail here again because it's not something special to Android devices and I didn't want to go off topic. Also because it's relatively a big subject, so it will distract you a bit if I start talking about it right now. So if you are interested in it, send me a message. I will give you that course for only $10 and then you can do the attacks from your laptop or from your Android device.